All right. Today is a new day, new venue. I'm doing this from a hotel. The internet seems to be better than the place that I was working at, the academy I was working at yesterday. So I'm looking forward to this stream. Right now, I'm going to go straight into it. It's the 2021 March SAT QAS. Again, I've never seen this test before, so I'm solving it for the first time ever. And I'll just be walking through this. If you're watching the live stream, I'll be walking through this just thinking out loud, but keeping time. Okay, I think that was a good change last time. I will be keeping time, and I will be doing like in real time with my explanations of like the things that I'm sort of noticing and whatnot, and what I'm getting stuck on, what I'm the thoughts that are in my head as I'm navigating it. I'm caffeinated, I have some coke. Definitely the wrong word. I have some coffee. I have some coffee. I have some coffee in my system. I'm caffeinated. On the other hand, I did only get like 4 hours of sleep. It's been a hectic week. Here we go, though. Let's see. Under suboptimal conditions, where I'm not feeling like my best self, how would I manage this real test in timed conditions? Let me just set up my phone so that I can kind of keep track of the time, and we're gonna get started. We're gonna get started. Give it a second. Okay. I need to set this on guided access so it doesn't pop out. Okay, here we go. So yeah, the reading test, 2021. So I'm so tired. Okay, 2021 March QAS, the reading test. Hopefully this is not a disaster. Let's go. Okay, starting time now, and I'm jumping in. Okay, I'm getting a slow start. Just my brain is turning on. Nina Revoir. So it's a modern. Hang on. It's a it's a relatively modern story. Oh no, but it's about the early 1900s. Okay, acting in silent films. Morin owns the production company and then employs the narrator. I wonder if there's gonna be social themes, social inequality themes. We'll see. I mean, whenever I'm stuck or whenever especially when I'm struggling, it's nice to just check the bottom to see what kinds of issues might come. It is impossible to distinguish one of his roles from another. I was flattered. Okay, so we're getting like ratings of different types of acting. We'll see though. We have to figure out what's actually happening. That wasn't good enough to give me a sense. How primitive. Outdoor sets, canvas draped over. Jamestown Junction. I guess that's one of their first efforts. But if the film had survived, mysterious. Sure. I wonder why we're. Okay, what's with this breeze? The shadow moving. What is this? Oh, right, because of the condition. Right, because this is outdoors. Even though this is supposed to be right, we have no artificial light. We had to finish before the right. Wow, so it's a hard time, and then heat. So the wind is a problem. The light is a problem. The heat is a problem. Right. So we have all sorts of problems when you're working outside. Wow, that's fans. Interesting. If it rained, yeah. This is the startup. This is the startup hustle, right? Good spirits. It felt like play and and apparently there was such great fortune. Okay, the narrator is thinking about it with nostalgia. Um, this is not novelistic. The Age of Dreaming. Okay, interesting. Hanako. Oh, okay. This is not literature. Gave me constant guidance, which I. So we have this Hanako person. This is not Morin, who's the employer, though. Okay, so we have Hanako Morin, myself, amateur, and a professional. Hanako's a professional. No need to project. You're just talking to one person. So I guess, yeah, she's, oh, right, she's the professional giving professional advice. Don't be so theatrical. Picture, pantomime. Okay, advice. Right, the owner definitely doesn't understand, but Hanako does. He let Hanako direct things. So the thing that's interesting is that this is, a Japanese person back in the early 1900s. That is interesting. Slowly learn, right. Many stage actors did not make the change successfully. Right. And Hanako was one of the few, and both who was equally accomplished. Okay. Okay, hills. We're changing to from a non-professional scene. The beauty. So the sun glinting, the breeze, the flowers. Artist whose work I'd admired for years. By her reaction to his name. Yeah, this the kind of has nothing to do with the Hanako, so it didn't help that much this time. That bit. Okay. Wait, hang on. Who are we talking about? He is not a. Oh, just some well-known actor. Okay. She's the Hanako is critical of one of these famous people. He's always the same. You have to have substance. You have to have something internally to perform it externally. And you are more talented than this famous person. Without noting my reaction, Hanako is just all about the art. Okay, well, this is 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. In line two, primitive most nearly means. How rudimentary, how crude, how basic, maybe? No, or no? Okay. The narrative references Jamestown Junction, primarily in order to talk about a first time, a film that features acting that nope, not emulating. Context for the tension and others, no. Okay, tension between the others, no. Responsibilities of the director, no. The challenge in the outdoor, yes. We're right now at 5. We're at 6 exactly. Let's go. The passage written from the perspective of someone who realizes he cannot meet the challenge of pivot. No, he cannot meet. That's too negative. Regrets not making more of an effort to achieve his professional effort. Regretful, no. Is enthusiastic about recent technological, no. Nostalgic, yes. Nostalgic with Hanako. About Hanako's guidance and just that the beauty of the what's this word right here, the tremendous good fortune, right? On the left side over here, the tremendous good fortune. I can't zoom in on this app. Okay, but yeah, 4. His employment to, was it skill? Sorry, luck. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely the tremendous good fortune. I'm just going to double check these other ones. Range, nope. No, he was learning. Fan base, nope. His friendship, nope. Yeah, okay, that's all out of context. Right now we're at 6:55. Let's go. Moving quickly. Right, and then we had this immediately. I already know it. This is between 25, 26, 25, 26, 25, 26 on the left side. On the left side, that is correct. That is, I am so confident. I'm just going to move on. I'm not going to double check the others. I already know what I was looking for. 35, convey most nearly means. 35, convey most nearly means. On the right side, convey most nearly means. Oh, I forgot. I'm supposed to switch colors when I move into the answers. This is too thick. Let me change this. Let me change this. Where's my tool set? Okay, here. All right. Convey my anguish at the death. Oh, right. I actually missed this, but they are both Japanese. As I gesture expensive to the death of one of my friends. To express my anguish. Right. To express my anguish. To communicate, conduct, nope. Guide, experience, nope. All right, 810. Wow, that took too long, but that's because of the blue pen. Moving on. Based on the passage, most directly, she teaches. I mean, this happens, but most directly, most directly, most directly. Balancing popularity with nope, no. She's talking about balancing. Lessons learned from having the shift. No, we don't have that directly. A more prominent role. Oh, geez. Is it A? Is it A? It's A. The balancing doesn't. Maybe the lessons, but I don't remember that. So, but I'm gonna just double check on the right side over here at the bottom. Let's see. Let's see the right side, right side, right side. Largest influence, right? Right. It's all specific things. Yeah, you know what? It must be. It must be just because it comes from the end. Okay, the best evidence for boosting confidence is at the very bottom. 89, 80, 89, 90, 80. Oof. Yo, what's the evidence going to be? Oh man, I feel uncomfortable all of a sudden. Okay, I feel uncomfortable. I feel low confidence here. I feel medium confidence here. I might have to come back to this later. I think I might have missed something. Okay, but I'll come back if time permits. 53, 56, 61, 63, 64. Oh god, I hate brute forcing. I hate brute forcing. The transition from theater was more difficult, even those who didn't make the change successfully. Hanako was one of the few. I was learning under her tutelage every day. See, maybe that's a more useful line. Yeah, 61, 63. 61, 63. Oops. Yeah, this is definitely not it though. So 61, 63 has the best. Yo, okay. I think that's more confidence. Right. Most, because A is not good for directly, and I'm going to go against that. So she shares lessons learned from having the same. Right. Yeah. I'm going to go with this. I'm still medium confidence. Medium confidence. I still feel a little sketch about it, but for now, I think that's the best I can work with. Oh my god, I'm so behind. Here we go. Man, that was costly. That took me 2.5 minutes for those two questions. Okay, indicates that when Hanako criticizes a well-known actor, the narrator is surprised. Respectfully disagrees. I was trying to look for the one. I was jumping. Concurs. Nope. No. Is curious. No. Disappointed. No. Disappointed. Fears that. Fears. I did not know how to respond. Is the main thing. Although I didn't notice this the first time. Okay, I didn't disagree. Is curious, right? Do we get the curious? I guess this is the curious. Yeah. I asked, although I didn't disagree. I asked, although I didn't disagree. I ask is curious. Didn't disagree is concur. Let's go. 11:50. That took a whole minute. Not good. That is not good. It can mostly be inferred that Pinocchio believes that the actor's merit depends on the caliber. No. Yes, internal stuff, right? Internal. We're not talking about roles or reactions, right? We're talking about the internal feelings, right? Internally over here. All right, let's go. That's 12:12. That's 12:10. Let's move on. That took too much time. Small news outlets influence us. That's the argument. Small news outlets influence us. The advancement of science. Interesting. So for this, just again, I'm like tired. I'm trying to keep myself hype. I'm trying to keep myself going. So I'm gonna just jump to the end. However, if the spike might have been much bigger. Oh, so this is like a qualification, maybe. Okay. Repeated and observed that stories posted by. Okay, interesting. Okay, there's something. There seems like there's potential qualifications, but that didn't help me to jump to the end. Let me go to the beginning. Let's go 1305 right now. Assessing the influence of news media is tricky. Influence of news, right. Right. Unusual set 48. That's a big pool, man. Uh, okay, a clinical trial type of approach. Interesting, very interesting. They manipulated and assigned a treatment and under control. Wow, okay, well, I'm kind of curious. They were small. Oh, so this probably means the 148, the 48 doesn't include like New York Times and stuff. Okay. Groups of 2 to 5, right? These broad, okay. For example, this is just an example. They could choose. That's interesting. They could also reject if it was outside. Oh, because researchers could reject. Okay. And obviously, yes. And then there's a coin. There's these clusters. Okay. Number of tweets. So this is the thing they're measuring. Twitter posts increased. That's kind of obvious. On the day rather and in the following 5 days. Swayed opinion by 2.3% in the direction. Wow, so it's actually changing people's beliefs. Okay, 35 times that stories boosted posting by men and women alike. Right, posting as in Twitter, even in different regions with different political orientations. Even if they removed the larger outlets like the Chicago one, you still saw a big increase. And we don't know, but if we had like super large ones like New York Times, then we might have had even larger effect. So I'd be very curious about that. You know, 300% right. Right. Because this is not part of the experiment, though. This is just a separate observation. Right. This is a big yeah. This is a big qualification. Twitter is a very specific niche. It might not be widely applicable. Okay, cool. And I'm looking at this right now. Days following, so the longer it goes, and it's interesting. I kind of would have expected it to be more like that, but weird. Okay, number of posts in excess of the average. Okay. Um, well, this is a very easy. Well, that's such an easy figure. Okay, the, we're just talking about Twitter posts and days. We're starting at 4,500. Okay, 40 figure two. I wasted time on that. That one's so easy. I shouldn't have even commented on it. Modeled effect of experimental news stories. This is a modeled effect, so this is not observed. Oh no, these are both modeled effects. Okay. Yeah. Okay. By user influence. So I'm assuming the high influence is more like New York Times or that big publications. Percent change in average number of posts. Right, right, right. Okay, okay. That makes sense. Interesting. What's interesting is that low influence doesn't stay under. Okay, low influence actually low. Oh no no no. Oh, I see. Low influence has a larger. Oh, I see. I see. Okay. The high influence actually starts below the low influence. That's interesting. All right. 1840. Spent too much time. Let's move on. But I'm really glad I figured out the figure two. I would have, if I had rushed, I would have totally misunderstood. I would have totally misunderstood figure two. The main purpose is to summarize an open question and propose. No, propose. We're not proposing. Common misunderstanding and describe a study. Common misunderstanding. I don't think we have that. Let me just double check. No, there's no misunderstanding that we talk about. Okay. Trends in social media use among no different groups. Novel way, yes, of assessing the impact. Yes, yes, yes. Super. Okay. Go. Interfere. Line four. Interfere with. Oh my god. Forgot to change colors. Okay. Interfere. Right. We don't want to research their content using their content. We don't want to. They don't want to show. Okay. Prevent. Suspend. Suspend. What? Okay, hang on. News organizations aren't typically to have outsiders getting into their content. Okay, oppose and prevent and suspend is modify. Yeah, I guess for data, modify is probably the best. Okay, I'm at. That's kind of slow. I feel sketchy about that, but I gotta move on. And not some other factor. This is when we have the two trials as a control and yeah, control and treatment. Control and treatment. That's 14 through 16. 14 through 16. Okay. Oh, they needed a mechanism. They needed a mechanism. Seven. Huh? 7 through 11. What? The idea that they needed, and not some other factor. Not some other factor. Where do we get this idea of? So this is not it. This is it. This is the need. This is the solution. This is also just the solution. So it would have to be one through four. Wow. Yo, this is taking too much time. 21:40. The opinion articles had what impact on the opinions? Oh, they increased. Negative, no. Changed somewhat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like a 2 or 3% or whatever. Yeah, no, no. No, no. Okay, moving on. Boosted. 55 boosted. Stories increased posting. They increased posting. Support improved, advanced, raised. Advanced. Okay, they didn't advance posting. They raised posting. But raised is such an awkward word. What's with these? What's with these, man? It's such an awkward word. Dude. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna move on. I feel sketch about this, but whatever. It's what's with these vocab questions today? It can be reasonably be inferred from the passage that the design King's teams experimented. Less likely that. Oh, I'm zoned out. The design, less likely that we would get bias. We would just have this uncertain data. No, be able to choose. Less likely that no, we need to find something bad that would happen to results. It was something unusual. No, yeah, I guess that's true. For more than 1 week. Oh, dude, something's wrong. Okay, hang on. I'm lost. I'm looking into this passage, but I'm not even knowing what I'm looking for. I'm just gonna go with medium, and I'm gonna move on because I'm already at 12 minutes. Okay, yeah. When we have influential, no, no. Oh yeah, to people who do not participate. Yeah, people who are not in, who are no, who are not using Twitter. That makes total sense. I was looking for New York Times, but that part they already have an extrapolation. Okay, so I'm gonna go with A, even though I didn't read all the other answer choices because it just seems totally correct. But you know what? No, I'm gonna just double check BCD. Okay, no. So my confidence is dropping right now. This is no good. I need to save my confidence. 70 through 74. Hang on. There's 73 to 77, but that's not good. That's not useful. 19. Okay. Right, this is all excess. Even 6 days afterwards, it's all just in the excess. 2 weeks. No. Right. 25, 45. On day one, high influence showed a lower percentage change. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's the one. That's the specific detail I was looking for. We're at 26. I gotta move on for now. I want to come back to 16. Was it 16? That was the kind of sketch one, right? Okay, let's go. Teach bees to play football. Learning about the brains of bees. Interesting. Okay, they can count. Oh, emotionally. Bees are not just robots. Complex content tasks such as string pulling and okay, but they're like natural. So we're looking for something that's has the behavioral limits. That's something not natural, far removed from anything. Okay, good. Bees can play football, sort of. Right, something that has nothing to do with their natural instincts. To goal to gain a sugar reward. Interesting, isn't it? Anyway, something. Yeah, they would never push a ball. No long. Wow. After several hours, they learned it right away. Unlike some of my best. Unlike some of my students. Unlike some of my students. Only a couple demonstrations while mastering this unusual. We're curious how. Okay, so the focus is how. Three further groups. Another previous trained bee. Okay, observe the ball by itself, and then no demonstration. That's the control. Okay, we're at 28 minutes. The movement of the ball with magnet was significant. Oh, so even if to learn the task significantly better than, and right. But all 10 bees observing another bee. solve much quicker. So social learning is more successful. Like fellow bees, right? Something about fellow bees helps. Oh, social learning, perfect. Well, split cup, or can they improve? Oh, that's also an interesting idea. Three balls position, always the furthest ball. But during the test trials on their own, they almost moved the closest ball to the center. They weren't simply copying. Amazing. Right. Crazy. So that's part of that's also a crazy okay, that's part of the original design. This was a well-designed experiment. A miniature brain is not simple. Okay, so this is the conclusion. Okay. Right, no flowers has ever required this. Through observation alone. Shows cognitive flexibility. They're smart. Smarter than some of my students. Just kidding. Just kidding. Let's go. Okay, 2940. That was a pleasant read. Okay, that was a pleasant read. It was also a really pretty fast read. I saved a lot of time on that read, so I think I feel more comfortable again. That second passage kind of messed me up. Um, trained bee, magnet move ball, none. The trained bee has to be, I guess, socially trained bee, right? Yeah. So obviously they took the most time. Cool. Observer bee success in ball moving task. So same title. Success. Right, they take the nearest, oh, but the proportions are kind of similar. Proportions are kind of similar. Weird. So this is the interesting comparison. This is actually really similar to this. Okay. Interesting. The magnet move ball made them dumber in a way. And all right, let's go. This is 3050. By mimicking, demonstrate. No, then no, not can master. Yep. Efficiently. No. And then demonstrate. No. That is how they learn. That's not the focus. Unfamiliar task. That's a good word. Efficiently is interesting, but yes, efficiently was kind of tough. But it's this idea of taking the nearest task, the nearest ball. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, that one's actually a tough question. Which choice best describes overall structure? We're at 3155. The experiment is presented. Revised. Nope. Unexpected data is faulty. Nope. Generalized. Yep. Information noted. Yeah, but what's this information challenging? Information challenging. Right. That's in the second paragraph. Okay. Criticism. No. Okay, C is good enough. 30 to 30. This is similar to what they have to do in real life. Yeah. That one's easy. Transfix. Inferred from the initial classes that someone in the initial training activity were unable to solve the task after a single dem. Yeah, I think so. That's probably true because it did mention multiple times. without moving the ball. No, we had, what's what's with this idea? Had no prior experience. Goal-oriented tasks. I think they all had no prior experience with football type tasks. I'm looking for A. So I'm looking for that multiple demonstration. Right after several observations, each B, right, and no longer right, each B. So that's actually every single one of them. So after several observations, which one is that? That's 27 to 29, 27 to 29. Let's go. Yeah. High confidence, 34 minutes. I keep forgetting to switch to my color. Okay. Whatever. Based on the result of the ball moving tasks, they're complex. They have complex abilities. Learn to master. Trial and no, because they're actually observing. Incremental steps. We didn't know incremental steps. Where did you get that from? Observing. Yeah, effective by observing the behaviors of other bees. Social. Yeah. No, they don't repeat their movements exactly. They actually apply the principle. So observing the effectively, we need to get the evidence for effectively, which comes around here, over here. So that's starting at 43-ish. Maybe to 49. Maybe 61 to 62. Oh, that's kind of making 46 to 49. Let's look at 46 to 49. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, no. I want to get the effectively. Where do we get effectively? Oh, geez. This is frustrating. Huh. Let me just reread this slowly. Based on the results, they would most likely agree that bees learn effectively by observing the behaviors of other bees. By observing another bee. Yeah, I'm going to go until 46. Okay. The one before 46. What? What's 40 to 43? No, 40 to 43 is not useful. Then what's 46 to 49? Oh man, this is awkward, man. Why would I use this? Okay, but all right. I mean, it's the best one. It's the best one. I feel sketchy about this. My confidence is low compared to last time. I think I'm just I don't know. Maybe I'm learning something. Maybe I'm trying to regain my confidence somehow. 62 means most nearly means, right? Means most nearly means methods. Approach. Okay. Oh, I'm over time. I'm over time. Data in figure 1. Right. It takes longer if you get no help. From seeing a demonstrator? No. Required us? No. No. Okay. And these are all factually wrong. 3805. Overtime. Least success. Least success in solving the task. It's kind of an awkward question, no? But anyway, least success is the furthest with none. That which makes intuitive sense. Yeah. So I'm speaking a little less because I want to save time. Small number, a small number, limited number, not a reduced number. Okay, this is 39 minutes. I gotta go. I was feeling good because I read that quickly, but the questions slowed me down. Okay. Okay, we're on the side of abolition. Thomas Paul. William Lloyd Garrison. Okay. Paul Garrison, Anti-Slavery Society. Strange contest. Prove what? The obvious thing. That man is man. Self-evident. They don't need proof. The attempt to prove is ridiculous. In posterity, will think that it is ridiculous. Were it not for the consideration of the amazing state of okay, prejudice is a real powerful evil. Okay, we're at 40 minutes. The history, interesting. We're talking about history. Galileo. What? I think there's a typo here. Present. Stopping up the avenues of employment. Deluded its victims. The mind's being crippled. Wow, long sentence, tremendous power. The firm opposition. So we had a big transition here. The struggles. A better state of things. That's the positive over here. Okay. We are led to believe that the contest is not unnatural. So it seems unnatural over here, but it's not unnatural down here. Modern champions do not savor so much of their impracticality. The unfortunate men, the slaves, have as just a claim. Okay. Like them have been created a little over them. Right. Little lower than angels is a positive thing. It means we're human beings. Okay, just reading, continuing to read. A gloom hung over, so things have changed quite a bit. All saw it, but no one durst expose his own breast. No one dared to expose. But mind must have its legitimate scope. Some spirits will resist such unnatural domination, and such a spirit was found in the father of American anti-slavery. This must be Garrison. He arose to cheer us. Yeah, so 5 years ago, a lot changed. Yes, Garrison. Okay, we're paying tribute to Garrison over here. That's tribute. I just zoned out a little bit. The task of a reformer is far from an agreeable one. They're not discernible. The hidden springs are not discernible, and people will not approach. He scatters his truth among the, and the effect is electrical. That's a good thing. Oh, but no, smiles and frowns, blessing and curse. Okay, it's not necessarily a good thing, but yeah. Now he's almost stifled with caresses, devoted friends, anon. He's also, right, we have extreme reactions. But if it is melancholy, to see some run rat, we have the gratification to behold restored to their reason. We see both sides of the story. Even though it's extreme, we see both sides. Much may depend. Great qualities of the head and heart. The burden of proof is upon him. It's hard to prove. It's hard to prove the obvious. He is to answer petty objections. He's supposed to refute sophistry and prove his propositions, while slanderers crucify his reputation. Assassins. Hard work is ahead, but we are standing distinguished in this respect. 44, 45. Man. Okay. Should be at 42 minutes if I want it to be on time. I'm well behind time. My brain's, I think, a little murky, but just keep the spirits up, keep it going. And I think at this point I'm going to stop talking as much, and I'm going to focus more on the low-hanging fruit. If something takes me more than a minute to answer, I'm not going to really answer it right away. Here we go. Considers strange because it requires it to prove the obvious. Okay, obvious. Thank you. Suggests that we'll have to take into account their opponent's inability to comprehend the obvious. Logical arguments. I'm kind of confused. I'm going to move on. Okay. Oh, best okay, I need to get this. They need no proof. Right, because they're prejudiced. Unladen by reason. Okay, so it must be... Is it 10 to 12, I think? No, that's not correct. It's 15, 16. Oh, where's my eraser? Okay. 12 through 16. Yep. We're at 46:30. I can't finish by 48, but I'll try to finish by 50. Central claim in the passage. Oh my god, I have to read all four of these. Public resistance to a cause delays the progress by discouraging. That's not a central claim. Unlike more, it has been willing to. I don't think unlike is correct. He's actually similar. Face significant challenges in addressing the social injustices of their eras. Significant challenges. Yeah. It's hard. It's harder. That's the last bit. Slavery is harder than others? No. Okay. Second paragraph, 1745. Long list, right? We had that long... Lots of parallel, when, and then the contrast, the positives over here. Oh, parallel to past, right? I think this is the history. Right, this is the history one when we talk about. Yeah. So not only do we have just the long list, we also have the history. The presence of prejudice, general historical principle. Past, but then now we don't have past reformers' experiences. That's not correct. So historical principle, and this historical principle shows that what does traducers mean? Okay. The president prejudiced by signing not applicable as incorrect. He disproves the charge made against. No. Something feels sketchy, but I'm gonna move on. 48, 40. I don't have that much time. 1821 primarily serves to connect to. Give an example. Alternative seems kind of sus. Appreciate no. Dangers no. Generalization. Yes, illustrate. Correct. Which effect makes them no. Corrupt? Prevented from reaching their fullest potential? Okay, you know what? I can't. I'm just gonna make a guess. My guess is A. Somewhere in between A and B. Wow, that's super low. But it's a total guess. I gotta move on. Oh, but now we have to. It's a double whammy. Okay, I'm gonna move on to 41, 42. Opponents to abolition. We are led by analytical to believe that the contest we are engaged is not an unnatural one. It happens. That it's not so dissimilar. That the modern champions of freedom do not savor so much of impracticality as their traducers have represented. So traducers must be the opposite of the champions. So savor impracticality. Not conceal motives, not become symbols of ideals, not distort. Yeah, maybe it's not an event, so distorted the truth. Okay. Toward garrison. Deep admiration, that's correct. And at once, 71 at once. Simultaneously. Yep, that's correct. Now we're at 51, 25. Whew! And I'm just going to randomly guess. This is a total guess. Okay, moving on. Because I want to make sure I want to get the easy questions. I want to get all the easy questions. Adapted from free-flowing planets may be more common than stars. Common. Free-floating planets versus stars. Rogue planets. Oh, I see. So this rogue planets is the free-floating planets. One says, oh, very common, and then 6 years later, the recount shows that no, they're not that common. Ten. Orphan planets. Twice as many Jupiter mass planets as stars. Okay. Huge planets. At least as common as planets that orbit stars. Okay, so they don't orbit stars. Hundreds of billions. So this is the weakness. The estimate was bad. Smaller. Yeah, you want to have larger than Jupiter and Saturn. Earth size should be even more common. I'm talking too much. Honestly, this is slowing me down. Okay, we have brown dwarfs. Oh man, it's a lot of information. Ejected from their systems. What's the two? Oh, I lost track of the two. We have this on the other hand. Formed like stars. 1 or 2 instead of 10. Oh, I see. These are the two being kicked. Formed like stars, like over here. Okay, I see. Oh, that messed me up. Oh, yo, we're at 56. I have 9 more minutes, but that's a pretty hard rush. New technique. We have a new technique. Showing, demonstrating. Giving up does not mean. So that's definitely going to be asked about. 617. For every typical star, there's 0.25. So there's only 1/4 the number. Whereas here it said, on the left side, over here, line 10, it says twice. Okay? So that's 8-fold difference. Right. Whatever the heck main sequence stars are. Right, because if it's that many, if it's 8 times as many as there really are, then how the heck are they all like how the heck are they all being ejected? You know, how going rogue and being ejected are the same idea. Going rogue and being ejected. It seems like the same idea, maybe. Maybe the same idea. 2011 is back then, yeah. He notes, however, that the new data do reveal 4 times as many Jupiter-mass failed stars called brown dwarfs. Okay, the rogues might just be failed stars, brown dwarfs. I see. So we have stars, and then we have brown dwarfs, and then we have the rogue planets, also known as free-floating planets. Right, being tossed out. Okay. 59, 20. I have 6 minutes. In passage 1, support the conclusion that twice as many. I'm gonna go with no. Okay, I'm gonna go with yes. What's the survey? I gotta go with gut feeling. Oh, but no, I can't go with gut feeling because it's asking for evidence. Man. Yeah, it's this part though. No, that's not that part. Previously assumed. Oh my god, Oh my god, I misread the question, that's why. Yeah, it does not include. Yeah, it's D. Okay. I just misread the question, that effed me up. Not sensitive to 20 to whatever. Yeah. Okay, 10, 102, 20. 2 minutes and a half left. Dude, I messed this up so hard. I wonder. I think it's a combination of things. I think I'm tired, but um, also I think today I'm explaining too much. That's actually harming my ability. I'm just gonna keep it leisurely because I have to sort of give up on the time. Seems like the wrong word. Maybe it's the right word. I don't know. D seems kind of true. Medium. 103.55. I only have 1 minute left. Account 478. 78. What? I would say identify, but to make up for. Why is this past tense? This seems like. What? Okay, that's messed up. If I had to guess, I would just. Oh my god. Comprise? Dude, that's effed up. Okay, and now I'm out of time. Oh, painful, 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 painful. 8592 serves us both. Yo, I just like lost so much energy just now. Okay. That's an explanation of what's going on. So, serves as both a no in the recent nope, an acknowledgement. Yep, and an explanation. Yep, that's correct. Giving up line 59. That means what again? Showing, demonstrating, proving, revealing. Okay, showing. Challenge the results of a study. Yep. Yeah. How many there are? I can tell my brain is acting slower. How many there are? This should be at the beginning of that paragraph. Okay, over here, 66 through 69. Which scientific idea is suggested? Lower mass planets are more likely to be ejected. I think this definitely comes out in 2. I think it comes out in 1 as well. They do not. This comes out, I think, in 1, but not 2. No, they disagree. Rogue planets are easily confused by Jupiter mass failed stars. This might come out in both. So I'm double checking A and D. Lower mass planets are more likely to be ejected from their stars. Does this come out in passage 1? Yep. And then does it come out in passage 2? There's that moment where it talks about it in that second in that where was it? Right, both they get tossed out. Right. So that is correct. Okay. Oh, 52 questions. 108.50. Whew! That sucks. Guys. Oh. I struggled. Nah. Oh, that was a struggle. That was such a struggle. Oh. Before I go into the review, okay, the confidence review, I want to just I want to gather myself real quick. I remember actually when I solve these on my own, I usually solve them within 60 minutes, not 65 minutes. So I'm usually faster. But I think it's this format of like speaking my thoughts is definitely making the like these little like minuscule moments of friction along the way. And it's definitely slowing me down, which stressed me out. And then that turns into like a cycle because now that I'm stressed out about time because I'm not acting like I'm not making the same progress I normally do, because I'm stressed out about the time, it actually makes my thinking murkier. Something like that. I feel like that's what's happening. And on the previous video, I think I explained less. So I'm gonna go and watch this video and the previous video and just see why the previous video felt a lot more successful, a lot more realistic, and why this feels so hard. You know what it is? Maybe it's because this one I'm actually live streaming, the previous one I didn't, and it makes it feel like I have to explain everything. Whereas the previous video, I sort of knew that I would edit the video, and I actually knew that this time too, but I just didn't live stream the last one, which made it, which made me feel more comfortable. It made me more comfortable not to have to live stream it. So maybe that's a format change I can work with. Anyway, I will go into the answers for these 52 questions and kind of double check my confidence and then check the answers for each one of these. Yeah, just give me a moment. Give me a moment to just sort of process, get some rest, get some water. I'll be right back. Okay. For some reason I can't stop this stream, so I'll just leave it quiet. Oh. Yeah. All right, my hot water just came out. I'll come right back. All right, good morning. Dude, that was so rough. I was stressed out from the second passage. Yo, that, that was so rough. Not my best day. Not my best showing. Not my best showing. I mean, there was at least one question that I just straight up guessed, right? Yeah. And other so by the fourth and fifth passages, I didn't really thoroughly answer every single one. So here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to um, I'm going to go into um, the answers, but I'm also going to double check. Okay, I'm also going to double check. Oops, what happened here? Okay. Before just looking at the answers, I'm going to just double check how I feel on every single question. Okay. Whew. Let's take some time on this so I don't make any stupid mistakes. And I strongly recommend doing what I'm doing for yourselves as well. If you can go back through one through, like right now, I'm looking at one through four, go back and instead of just circling all the right answers, which is horrible, because it just tells you the answer right away. You don't get to really check with the freedom of no time constraint, right? If you go straight into just finding out the answer and double checking the answer, you're sort of to use a crude metaphor, you're nutting too soon. You're you should definitely see what's about to happen. Like, and feel like your confidence at stake and be like, yes, this is my final answer, and then move on and double check, because under time constraint, you're not necessarily choosing your final answer. So in red, I will choose my final answer. Here we go. Right, primitive. I mean, I was really confident with that one. How right. How natural our efforts were. I think some people might choose natural, but that would not be good, um, because the efforts are not natural. The efforts are basic. The efforts are rudimentary. I don't like the word basic. It's a little too broad, but yeah, let's work with that. I'm good with. Jamestown Junction is that example, right? Showcase the challenges posed by filming. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm good with. Um, who is nostalgic about experiences toward the beginning of his career? Yeah. Yeah, lucky happenstance. And we have to have evidence for that, and I gave that. Let me just double check 24 to 26. Right. Convey 35. Express. Right, right. Whoa. Right, this took me some time, man. This took me too much time, but like I didn't see direct evidence of sharing lessons learned. So let me just double check this with 6163, right? Over here, the transition was more difficult than I imagined. Indeed, many did not successfully change, but Hanako did. And I was learning under her tutelage with all of these lessons. And so these lessons are lessons from someone who successfully made the shift. Apparently, right? Apparently. And this is talking about most directly influenced. So that's why it's not boosting his confidence. This comes out later, and this is just hinted at. It's not directly. So you want to go with 6163. Right, she was accomplished in both realms and did that. Yeah, so I'm happy with these. Okay, I'm high confidence now on those. Okay, I had to sort of rush through them. I felt like it was sketch, but yes, I'm high confidence now. Right, right. I went through this. I'm high confidence. It took me a whole minute, but I'm high confidence. And internal, yeah, I'm high confidence. All right, let's go through ADDC. ADDC is correct. BACB. Whoa, hang on. Let me hide this. Okay. BACB. BACB is all correct. Everything's recording. Yeah. We're good with recording. So, BACB. And then BB is correct. All right. So far, 100%. Then let's go. 11. The main purpose of the passage is to describe a study's novel way of assessing the impact of news media on public opinion and report the findings of that study. Here, give me a sec. I'm gonna go and drink some tea. Make myself feel better. Oh. Yo, such a hard day. Such a hard morning. No excuses, man. No excuses. It's a learning process. Oh, where'd my pencil go? Oh, here it is. All right. Passage 2, let's go. The main purpose of the passage is to it is a novel way, right? So, I think I'm pretty confident on this one. Interfere with most nearly right. I felt uncomfortable for some reason on this one. Let's go double check 12 or line 4. Assessing the influence is tricky. They can't peer into, and they don't want the news organization don't let people usually work with their content, right? Work with their content. So yeah, I had to get from process elimination, but modify is the closest. Yeah, process elimination. I'm high confidence. Out of those four choices, it has to be modify. Dude. And in this case, we probably mean modify in the sense of like um, modify to set up data, but to set up experiments. But the thing is that the word interfere doesn't suggest modify, right? The word interfere suggests like meddling, like interrupting the flow of their content, right? So it's just, I don't think that's a great question. I'm not happy about that question personally. 13. Right, and not some other factor. This took me more than a minute. They needed a mechanism to determine were the result of experimental stories and not some other factor. It's between 1 through 16. Let me just reread 1 through 16. Okay, so this is why it's hard up until here. It's hard to get that influence. The problem is the word need. It supports the idea that subject, researchers, needed. And nothing in these 16 lines discusses a need for an experimental treatment, right? Lines 1 through 4 don't actually support that. Lines 1 through 4 don't support that. So 1 through 4, I don't think that's a good answer. Yo, honestly, in lines 1 through 16, the idea that they need a mechanism to determine whether changes were the result of experimental stories, and not some other factor, the need does not come out. And the SAT tends to be pretty exact with the wording, but this is sloppy, man. This is sloppy. And I saw that typo later on in that story, which made me lose confidence in the quality of, yo, this is sloppy. They manipulated the type of news stories run, and they assigned a treatment week and a control week when they wouldn't. Oh, this way they could tell whether. Yo, it's this part. It's just 15 through 16. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. I think I'm reading too sloppily right now. I think I read too quickly. Right, we're having any effect. This way they could tell. Yo, no, that gives me the need. This way they could tell. I had to change this. Okay. I need a symbol for this, but I would have gotten this one wrong. I'm now high confidence on D. Okay. So my true answer is A, or my time pressure answer is A, but my true answer is D. Okay. I need a symbol for this, so I'll go with an X. Yeah. Okay. An X means that I changed my answer. So I'll track the scores differently. Yeah, somewhat toward favoring. And that came out on the top of the right side. Top of the right side. What's more, the cluster of stories sway people's opinions in the direction of opinion articles. Yep. in the ideological direction of the articles. "55 boosted" most nearly means the team repeated the experiment 35 times and observed that stories boosted posting by men and women alike. Stories increased the posting. Stories raised the posting. Supported, improved, are definitely wrong. Advanced, yeah. Yo, awkward. Honestly, I don't like. It feels like raising feels more literal. When you're raising something, it's like you're having a direct effect. I don't like the word raised in this case. So again, just like with that previous one with modify, I don't think this question is like great, but I do have high confidence just from process elimination that B, okay? I don't think raised is the best answer choice, honestly, but between these four answer choices, I'd have to just go with that. 16. Didn't I kind of rushed on this. I was already at 24 minutes. Reasonably inferred. So I just have to make sure I can eliminate all of these. Twitter would read more stories from news analysts than they usually. No, reading is nothing. You have to choose which stories to publish outside of treatment weeks. They actually made it more. No, yeah, it's more likely because they actually specifically did this, designed that. Run stories on any particular topic for more than 1 week. And I don't think there was any evidence for that, but that's why. But I just wanted to double check. Right, so if I assign you race, immigration, and climate, for example, or if I assign you technology, then you could write anything about technology, but I would reject whether or not it was actually technology. And if I reject it, then that article that you wrote will not come into the experiment. But you could still publish whatever you want outside. And we have nothing about more than 1 week. And if they did, it probably almost certainly let them do so. So we're talking about less likely that there was something unusual about the media. Right, because they can publish whatever they want. It's just that some of the things that they're publishing, they're just being sandboxed into the experiment. Yeah, I'm high confidence now. Wow. Most strongly suggests that, yeah, at the very end, only 20% use Twitter. And honestly, I was thinking about Twitter, like even over here. I was like, hey, what? Twitter people are such specific people. Anyway, they're a particular breed of people. So I was going to say, how influential are the people who do not participate in social media? Right. So the might not be widely applicable outside of social media. Yeah. I mean, just the evidence is too strong. For now, my brain capacity is just kind of low, so I'm gonna just work with these 7 questions first, and finish off the rest. Okay, DCDB, that's correct, but I got 13 wrong. Okay, I got 13 wrong. Because I changed my answer the first time, after the first time. B, C, A. Correct. BCA. And I confirmed all three of those answers, so we're good. I have one wrong so far. 3 more questions for this passage. Let's go. The best evidence is 70 to 73. Is that correct? Yeah. Especially line 73. So I'm confirming this. The number of Twitter posts on the relevant topics in excess of the average decreased throughout days 1. Yes, that's true. That's really easy. On day 1, following publication of experimental news stories, with Twitter users with high influence showed a lower percent change on the relevant topic than those with low influence. Low influence. Okay. So that's actually super interesting, and I want to comment on this social aspect of that. But yeah, like if you like high influence, like if the New York Times says something, I think the fury and the reactions and like the all the hubbub actually doesn't start with the New York Times. It starts with more saucy, more spicy outlets that are publishing at more extreme viewpoints or more aggressive viewpoints, and then it starts hitting. It starts hitting across the board or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, let's just look at the thing. Yeah, I mean that's just true. It's so true that I don't need to check all the other ones. I'm confident on those. CDA. Let's just double check. CDA. All right. -1 so far. And I got nothing wrong on my second take. Nothing wrong on my second take so far. I have 30 more minutes before I have to go. I have maybe 20 more minutes actually before I have to go. So let's try to hurry this up. The main idea of the passage is that bees can learn unfamiliar tasks and then execute them efficiently. Learn by mimicking. Nope. Because we actually have that last example. Yeah, no comparison. And then demonstrate. We don't have this and then. Yeah. We're good. Overall structure. The information challenging and then the experiment deepens, right? The information challenging is over here. So yeah, we're good. 23. Yeah, they are similar to behaviors. I don't even need to double check, but just to be string pulling, they resemble natural foraging behaviors. Yeah, I'm super sure about that one. Should I just confirm those 3 first? 21 through 23 are supposed to be DCD. Hang on, where are we? DC 20. Hang on, where are we? CDA, DCD. What is, did I make a stray mark here? Ooh, whoa. Okay. DCD. Okay. And CDA, I'm just making sure I didn't make any mistake. Yeah, CDA was correct, and then DCD is correct. No problems so far. It can most reasonably be inferred from the passage that some of the bees participating in the initial training activity. Yeah, I found the evidence during the real time. I think I spent probably too much time looking for it, but yeah. 20. Oh no, it's because they asked me for the evidence. So 34. Sorry, I mean line 27 to 29. Let me just double check. 27, 29, right after. Correct. You can infer that after several observations, each bee could do it. So I mean some required several. Okay. Oh, I just zoned out for a second. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. If you're interested in an excuse, 4 hours of sleep. That's all it is. Okay, well, let's go on. Based on the results of the ball moving tasks, the authors would agree that, yeah, they learned effectively by observing the behaviors of other bees. I think I'm pretty solid on that one because we found the evidence over here, and I was pretty happy. Oh, I guess I wasn't pretty happy with this. 46 through 49. This suggests that observer bees picked up something important from their fellow bees that helped them learn this unnatural task, is the one I went with. So I still feel pretty okay about this. Oh, right. I feel okay about this, but I guess let me just double check. Trial and error, yes, we're crossing that out over here. Trial and error, crossing that out. Then complex behaviors, incremental steps, yeah, I'm crossing that out. And let's look at D. They imitate the actions of other bees and learn them by repeating their movements. No, that's also incorrect. So C, I'm really confident in. But learn effectively by observing the behaviors of other bees. And where do we get the best evidence for them learning effectively by observing the behaviors of other bees, right? So we're looking at a range. We're looking at a range from 40 to 62. 40 to 62. So I'm looking at 40 to 62. Over here. Ball with the magnet was enough for some of the bees to learn the task significantly better. Okay, so this doesn't help. But all bees observing another bee solved the task much quicker and had a much higher success rate. So I wanted to say 43 to 46, but that didn't show up, right? Because I guess they thought it was too easy. But that's the right answer, right? That's the best evidence. That's the best evidence that bees learn effectively by observing the behaviors of other bees. But okay, fine, whatever. This suggests the observers, and this is an explanation. This is an explanation. That's an implication. So that's 46 to 49. Let's look at 50 to 53 then. Allowed us to ask another novel question. Okay, it's just literally a question. So then forget 50 to 53. Let's look at 59 to 62. So 59 over here. This suggests bees weren't simply copying what they saw, but actually improved on the task by using the easiest means. And I was stuck on this for a second. They're not copying, but they're improving. See, that's too far logically away. So only, I still feel medium confidence, but I'll say medium high now for B, and I'll commit to B. Because it's too far away, 59 through whatever, 62. 59 to 62 is talking about like how the mechanism of how they're doing it, whereas 46 to 49 is talking about a suggestion that they are learning from their fellow bees. And learning from their fellow bees, it's like closest to C. But I am not happy with this particular question. I don't think it's a great one. Even if I get this wrong, even if I get this right, I'm not too happy about it. So let's move on. I just don't think, I don't know, there's something weird about those words. They don't really match. They don't click perfectly, I think. Means is approach, yeah. I'm going to move on. 28. Observer bees benefited from seeing a demonstration before attempting. Figure 1. Yeah, that seems more or less true. If they received no demonstration, they required us, we don't know that. The demonstration solved the task as quickly as did bees that received no demonstration. No, heck no. No. Okay, yeah. we're good. All right, just because I'm like tired, let me double check these answers real quick. 24, ADC, BBA. ADC, BBA. Ah, got it all correct, but it's frustrating. It's frustrating because it's took me so much time. And part of it is because two of those questions were just like poorly worded. And I don't know. Was it two or is it just one? I just wasn't. Yeah, for this one, I was just unhappy about the wording of about the choices for 27. I think that took too much time. Right, that took almost 3 minutes between those two questions. Ugh, so painful, so painful. All right, 30, 31 real quick. Yeah, this one's pretty obvious. And limited, line 69, should be small. A small number of neurons. Yeah. So, dB, let me just double check dB. Cool. dB, so far so good. Hey, so far I only got one wrong. I'm on track for 800, or for 40 I mean. But now it's gonna become a total mess. Here we go. 32. Jesus. According to the passage, considers to be strange the campaign because it requires them to persuade others of a truth that should be obvious. I think that's pretty straightforward. That their persuasive methods will have to take into account their inability to comprehend. What do we have to take into account? Their inability to comprehend logical arguments. And I think that's over here. They need no proof. The mind sees the truth without the attempt to prove them, okay, would be ridiculous were it not for the consideration of the amazing state of delusion which prejudice reduces the mind. Right. And the elaboration comes out over here. The control which prejudiced, aided by circumstance and encouraged by self-interest, this is a typo, self-interest, the control which prejudice has in times past exercised over the human mind, and the tenacity with which it has held its deluded victims, stopping up avenues of improvement, clipping the wings of genius, and retarding the progress of truth, when we see the minds whose energies have been crippled and whose spheres of action have been curtailed by its influence, turn, when we see the tremendous power which reformers have brought to bear against the prevailing sins of the ages in which they lived, the firm opposition they encountered, and the long arduous struggles which preceded a better state of things. Conclusion. When we see all of this, we are led to believe that the contest in which we are engaged is not an unnatural one. It's not so dissimilar in its character. It's not so dissimilar in its measures to others which have been carried triumphantly through, that we are led to believe that the modern champions of freedom do not savor so much of quixotism as their traducers have represented, and that the unfortunate men have as just a claim to humanity as oppressors and like them have been created a little lower than angels. How was it 5 years ago in regard to the question of slavery? Okay, so the answer has to come out before that. Yeah, we'll have to take into account their abilities and ability to comprehend. Let's double check 10 to 12. Yeah. No. 12 through 16. Yeah. I mean, logical is kind of a different word, but yeah, it's the only correct answer. I mean, 3 to 10. Let's double check 3 to 10. Yeah, no. Yeah. Okay, a central claim in the passage is that reformers face significant challenges. Yes, that all comes out on the right side. The task over here is far from being agreeable. Lots of difficulties. People will react. Okay, people will react violently. And that is a central claim. Which statement best describes the method the author employs in the second paragraph to present his argument? He accounts for the presence of prejudice by citing a general historical principle. Is that correct? I feel awkward about historical principle. He explains the current situation by past reformers' experiences. Maybe B is correct. Yeah, because reformers have brought and their experience of the firm opposition and the struggles. Hey, it's B. Oh my god. Oops. Yeah, I had to change my answer. It's B. The principle is an awkward word. Reformers in the plural. Yes, I crossed that out because I don't know. I was rushing. I was struggling, but past reformers' experiences is definitely there. Okay, so I'm changing my answer now. It's B. I'm confident. Okay, primarily serves to illustrate a preceding generalization, correct? Because that's the previous sentence. The amazing state of delusion and vassalage to which prejudice reduces the mind. This is true. The history shows that this is true. History shows that this is true. Yeah. It illustrates. We're good. That's 5 questions. Let's just double check these. 6 questions, I mean. Let's double check these 6 questions. B-A-D, C-A-D. B-A-D, C, right, B-D. C-B-D. But I got that one. I corrected it. So I'll keep 2 scores. The first score is my actual score within 65 minutes. And then this is my, my time unlimited score. Okay. Yep, CBD. The description of Galileo's experiences in lines 18 to 21 primarily serves to oh no, I already did that. Sorry, I just zoned out for a second. Let's go to 38. The passage one minor side comment. I've never been diagnosed for anything like ADHD or whatnot, but I'm starting to realize something, that I zone out frequently. And I'm pretty sure a lot of students zone out frequently. I wonder if I zone out more frequently than other students would, or if this is just a representative example of all students and I'm just being more obvious about it. So I'm kind of curious if you have a comment on that. If you're sort of feeling me on how often I zone out, then go ahead and leave a comment in the section below, because I'd just be curious to hear how you guys are reacting to me zoning out all the time. Okay, 38, let's go. Yeah, 38. The passage most strongly suggests that a society dominated by prejudice has what effect? And I had to guess on this one. I had no time. Sorry, I really just zoned out. What the heck just happened? Oh my god. Okay. Okay, let me state out loud what I'm looking for. Dominated by prejudice has what effect on the members? So I need to find the domination and I need to find the effect on the members. Okay? So the domination is over here. We see the control, the domination. Okay? And we have no logical transition here. It just has that M dash, that dash. And suddenly we see all of the people fighting long and hard over here. So the dominating power of prejudice over here, and then we see the people. Tremendous power which reformers have brought to bear. The firm opposition they encountered, the long, arduous struggles which preceded this. Okay, so over here we get they readily become inspired. We don't know about inspired. That feels awkward. Okay. Now, and discouraged and frightened is too depressing. And corrupt in their dealings. We don't have any evidence of corrupt in their dealings. But maybe fullest potential. Let's look for fullest potential. We are led to believe that the contest is not unnatural, that it's not so dissimilar, that the modern champions of freedoms are not as impractical as their traducers have represented, that they are practical, and that the unfortunate men, we are led to believe, have as just a claim to humanity as their oppressors. How was it 5 years ago in regards to the question of slavery? A gloom hung over the moral atmosphere. All saw it. So this part doesn't talk about domination. Oh, there are, but mind like matter must always have its legitimate scope. This unnatural domination, the word domination comes out. There are always people who will resist, and such a spirit was founded in this person. The shafts of criticism which rang against the buckler told only where he stood up unscathed and bearing down all opposition. I'm trying to find the part where it talks about how they are prevented from reaching their fullest potential, but I don't see any evidence for, becoming corrupt or fullest potential. I only see evidence for, like, the positive side. This is really hard. He's greeted at once. Okay. All moral reformations have been attended with more or less persecution, but the abolitionists are very persecuted. The word inspiration is my biggest problem here. Okay, so I'm looking at 30, where are we right now? They readily become inspired. I have a real problem with that. So let me just double check the question. A society dominated by prejudice most likely has which effect? I'm just going to cross out corrupt in their dealings. I don't see any evidence for that. They are prevented from reaching their fullest potential. I don't know the idea of potential, because I feel really awkward about the readily becoming inspired to fight, right? Where's the readily getting inspired? But where's the potential? Oh my god. Stopping up avenues of improvement. Retarding the progress of truth. The spheres of action of the mind have been curtailed by its influence. Okay, finally. I don't know how come I didn't catch that right away. All right. I'm changing my answer here. Changing my answer. And so I found the evidence. It should be in. It should be before 30. 24 basically to 20 to 30. 24 to 30. 24 to 30. 21 to 30. Yeah. 21 to 30 is perfect. Wow, I kind of just got lucky. I just guessed. Okay. I don't change my answer. And we're moving on. 40. The phrase. Right. Their opponents have made them seem impractical. They've distorted the truth. Right. That's true. I actually didn't fully understand this when I chose this. I didn't fully understand the sentence. But basically, it's we are led to believe that the modern champions of freedom, okay, the abolitionists, they do not demonstrate so much impracticality as their opponents have claimed. Okay, so their opponents are representing the abolitionists as being quixotic, as being impractical. That's what that means. I didn't fully understand it when I chose it, but I still got it correct. All right, I feel confident I got it correct. 41. Deep admiration, yes. At once is simultaneously, yes. All right, from 38 through 42, we got BACAA. 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 Oh, this is actually -2 over here because, and then this is +2 over here because I corrected that B for 38. Yeah. BACAA. BACAA. Whew. Hey, I only got 3 wrong so far. That's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. But was this still a good test? No, it was not. Okay, because the time, I effed up on time. Okay. And I actually have no more time. So I will have to finish this stream in a different location. Or I'll have to finish the recording in a different location. I will continue. I will come back as soon as I can. But for now, okay, I'll just put up a piece of text that explains what's going on, and I will stop the stream and then I will restart the stream. Okay. Allow me to continue this later. Okay, that's my quick update, and I have to pause this stream. How can I pause this stream? All right, I'm just gonna try something and see if it works, and if it doesn't, then I'll just have to restart the stream. Yo, okay. Let's try it. Wish me luck. Oh no, that's risky. Let me Okay, now let's stop. Hopefully this works. Such a noob. Such a noob.